Good day everyone. Today we will discuss about the ethical philosophies from the virtue, ethics to utilitarianism. First, let's take a look at the objectives. Exploring ethics through philosophical perspectives, understanding the essence of the good, virtue and knowledge in the ethical excellence. Under leader Nelson Mandela, artist Leonardo da Vinci, science Jane Goodall. Exploring ethical philosophies, virtue to utilitarianism, virtue ethics, building moral character, natural law ethics, ethics rooted in human nature. Geonological ethics, duty and rules, utilitarian pursuit of the greatest good, commonalities, differences, under focus of evaluation, rule of virtue, determining ethical actions, individual versus consequential focus. Real-world example illustrating ethical theories, virtue ethics, Mahatma Gandhi's nonviolent resistance, natural law ethics, human rights advocacy, deontological ethics, medical confidentiality, and utilitarianism, public health policies.
Explore ethics through philosophical perspectives. So, what is ethics through philosophical perspectives? The field of ethics, which is a field of study involving moral principles and values, has been a significant focus for philosophers throughout history. They explore ethical questions to understand goodness' influence on human behavior and society. Plato, a significant figure in Western philosophy, significantly influenced this field and his ideas remain relevant today. Plato, a disciple of Socrates and mentor to Aristotle, established the foundations of philosophical thinking through discussions on metaphysics, epistemology, ethics, and politics. Metaphysics, in a broad sense, refers to theories exploring the fundamental nature of reality, focusing on forms which are not concepts but exist in the ultimate reality, which is the world of being. Epistemology. Platonic epistemology asserts that knowledge of Platonic ideas is innate, and learning occurs through deep seated ideas, often guided by an interrogator. Ethics. Platonic ethics asserts that good is derived from knowledge, while evil stems from lack of knowledge, making the nature of the good life an intellectual challenge. Politics. Plato proposes a harmonious political order that balances conflicting interests, promoting unity and allowing each part to thrive without compromising others. His works, like The Republic and Phaedrus, depict ideal societies and explore themes of love and rhetoric. Plato's Republic is a dialogue based text that explores justice and happiness, detailing the creation of a just city with shared virtues like moderation, courage, justice, and wisdom among its people. On the other hand, in the Phaedrus, Socrates asserts that some of life's greatest blessings come from madness, especially inspired by the gods. Plato's dialectical method, involving dialogue and critical thinking, remains influential in shaping philosophy. Understand the essence of the good. Ethics is a fundamental philosophy that explores and debates moral principles with the concept of the good as the basis of distinguishing between moral right and just actions. This understanding impacts individual values and societal norms, influencing decision making and opinion formation. It also contributes to creating fair and just societies that promote community well being and individual success, ultimately fostering a more just and equitable society. Plato's form of the good is a fundamental concept in philosophy, representing the ultimate source of knowledge, truth, and morality. It is the highest form in the hierarchy of forms, abstract, perfect, and internal concepts beyond the physical world. The form of the good represents the essence of goodness and is located at the highest point of the realm of forms. It helps us understand reality and strive for greater ideals, aligning with virtues like truth and beauty. It serves as a catalyst for virtuous actions that nourish the soul. Plato posited that humanity's ultimate goal is to achieve the good, which involves living according to moral principles, honesty, and fairness. He envisioned a society where wise philosopher kings lead just states, prioritizing the well being of citizens and striving for a fair and harmonious society. This concept should be applied to a society as a whole. The virtue and knowledge in ethical excellence. Plato posits that virtue originates from the form of the good, and one can only be virtuous by knowing the good, an independent self-existent entity, and is considered a characteristic of a person close to or coming to know it. Plato emphasizes the significance of virtue in shaping one's ethical character, particularly the cardinal virtues like wisdom, courage, moderation, and justice. These virtues foster a harmonious soul, enabling eudaimonia, a state of flourishing and overall well-being. Despite the challenges in our complex world, the cultivation and nurturing of virtue remain crucial. Plato distinguishes between knowledge and belief, asserting that genuine knowledge comes from understanding timeless forms. This knowledge enhances self-awareness, guiding individuals towards objective truths. Education, according to Plato, is a powerful tool for developing good and virtuous individuals, aligning with the significance of education. Throughout history, numerous individuals have dedicated their lives to truth, justice, and human well being, including philosophers, leaders, artists, and scientists. Virtue and knowledge in harmony form the foundation for ethical excellence. Understanding morally right guides virtuous behavior, while practicing virtue influences knowledge expression in ethical ways. Historical and modern figures like Gandhi, Mandela, Da Vinci, and Goodall demonstrated this harmony.
Philosopher Mahatma Gandhi. Mahatma Gandhi, an influential leader and philosopher from India, exemplified the powerful connection between virtue and knowledge through his tireless effort to achieve social justice and promote nonviolent resistance. Gandhi firmly believed in the power of truth, nonviolence, and justice. These principles were at the core of his beliefs and were influenced by his understanding that all life is interconnected. His philosophy, known as Satyagraha or truth force, placed great emphasis on the significance of leading a virtuous life, maintaining personal integrity, and cultivating self-awareness. Gandhi's use of these principles during India's fight for independence from British colonial rule demonstrated how ethical excellence, combined with an understanding of human values, can bring about significant change. Leader Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela, a renowned figure known worldwide for his resistance and effort towards reconciliation, demonstrated a steadfast dedication to upholding justice and human rights. He also recognized the significance of forgiveness and unity in achieving these goals. Nelson Mandela, a prominent figure in the anti-apartheid movement in South Africa, faced a long challenging period of 27 years in prison due to his unwavering commitment to his beliefs. After being set free, he took charge of the initiatives aimed of peacefully dismantling apartheid with a strong focus on promoting inclusivity and ensuring equal rights for all. He was able to combine his strong moral values with his strategic expertise, which resulted in the creation of a new period of democracy and equality in South Africa. Artist Leonardo da Vinci. Leonardo da Vinci, a brilliant figure of the Renaissance period, exemplified the harmonious blending of imaginations and moral principles in his various pursuits in art, science, and intellect. He sought to gain knowledge in various fields such as anatomy, engineering, art, and natural sciences. Leonardo's exceptional artistic skills were enhanced by his deep interest in the human body structure. He dedicated himself to studying it meticulously, allowing him to portray the human form with a precision and a profound understanding of its emotions. Dedications to comprehending and portraying the human experience demonstrated how seeking knowledge can enhance artistic expression while respecting ethical concerns.
Jane Goodall. Jane Goodall is a scientist who studies primates and works to protect them, demonstrates how being virtuous and knowledgeable can go hand in hand. Her groundbreaking studies on untamed chimpanzees in Gombe Stream National Park completely transformed our comprehension of animal behavior and questioned widely accepted beliefs about the distinctiveness of humans. Goodall was not only dedicated to scientific rigor, but she also had a strong sense of empathy and was an advocate for animal welfare and environmental conservation. Her deep understanding of the lives of chimpanzees has inspired actions to safeguard these creatures and their environment. This has brought attention to the vital link between our moral duty and the pursuit of scientific knowledge. Exploring ethical philosophies, virtue ethics to utilitarianism. First of all, what is utilitarianism? Utilitarianism is a theory of morality that advocates action that foster happiness or pleasure and oppose action that cause unhappiness or harm. When directed toward making social, economic, or political decision, a utilitarian philosophy would aim for the betterment of society as a whole. Utilitarianism would say that an action is right if it results in the happiness of the greatest number of people in a society or a group. Ethical theories provide guidance for making decisions in situations where moral complexities arise. Ethical frameworks are tools that help us navigate difficult moral dilemmas and improve our ability to reason morally. Exploring different ethical perspectives enhance our cognitive abilities by providing us with diverse frameworks to analyze moral dilemmas. Having a diverse perspective helps us develop balanced and thoughtful judgments. Virtue ethics, building moral character. Virtue ethics is a philosophical approach that emphasizes the cultivation of positive qualities such as kindness and honesty. By nurturing these virtues, individuals are encouraged to become better versions of themselves and make morally correct decisions. Virtue ethics places great importance on the cultivation of goodness and honesty in our lives, to the point where they become ingrained in our character and consistently guide our decision-making. According to Aristotle, when people acquire good habits of character, they are better able to regulate their emotion and their reason. This, in turn, help us reach morally correct decisions when we are faced with difficult choices. Adhering to virtuous values like kindness leads to personal happiness and fulfillment, benefiting both ourselves and those around us by promoting overall well-being.
Natural law ethics. Ethics rooted in human nature. According to natural law ethics, actions are considered morally right when they are in harmony with the needs of human beings and promote their well-being. Natural law ethics proposes that ethical principles are derived from a comprehensive understanding of the needs and desires inherent to human nature. It advocates for the promotion of actions that enhance overall well-being. Natural law ethics is a moral framework that assists in determining what actions are right or wrong. It does this by assessing whether these actions contribute to the improvement of human lives. In other words, it ensures that ethical decisions are in line with the needs and well-being of human beings. Deontological ethics, duty and rules. Deontological ethics is a moral framework that emphasizes the importance of following rules and fulfilling one's duty, even in the face of challenges. It prioritizes doing what is morally right above all else. Deontological ethics places great importance on following established rules, which means that we should fulfill our obligations even when faced with personal challenges. Deontological ethics guides us to make decisions by focusing on our moral obligations and following established rules without considering the potential consequence. Utilitarianism, pursuit of the greatest good. Utilitarianism is a moral theory that seeks to maximize the overall happiness of individuals by considering the positive outcomes and negative repercussions of actions. Utilitarianism is a moral theory that places importance on actions that maximize happiness for the greatest number of individuals. It reflects a genuine concern for the overall welfare of society. Some critics believe that if we only prioritize happiness, we might overlook important things like individual rights and fairness. This poses a challenge to the practicality of the theory. Ethical theories share certain similarities and exhibit differences. When we compare these theories, we can see that each one has its own distinct emphasis on different aspects such as virtue, duty, consequences, and human nature when it comes to deciding what is morally right or wrong. There are different theories that look at ethics in different ways. Virtue ethics focuses on being good. Natural law ethics is based on what humans need. Deontological ethics is about fulfilling duties, and utilitarianism is concerned with achieving happiness.
Commonalities. Guidance for ethical decision making. These theories provide structures that assist people and communities in dealing with difficult moral situations. They offer principles and guidelines that can be used to make ethical decisions. So this type of commonalities helps people and communities with their difficulties in moral situations. Moral intentions. Every theory highlights the significance of intentions and motivations that drive our actions. They understand that ethical conduct is not only based on the results, but also on the underlying motives behind those actions. This commonality speaks about needs and want to do the right thing. Moral intentions tells us to overcome the detail and not to be ethical this time. Differences. Focus of evaluation. Virtue ethics. Focuses on the character and virtues of the individual making the decision. It emphasizes the development of virtuous traits and habits. It deals with the honesty and morality. Natural law ethics. Centers on the inherent human nature and what aligns with human flourishing. It emphasizes principles that are considered objectively good for humanity. This allows humans to focus on what is morally correct and distinguish right and wrongs in life. Deontological ethics revolves around duties, obligations, and adherence to moral rules or principles. It's concerned with acting in accordance with predetermined rules. Its action is considered morally good because of some characteristics of action itself, not because the product of the action is good. Utilitarianism focuses on the consequences of actions and their impact on overall happiness or utility. It seeks to maximize happiness or minimize suffering. This means it determines right from wrong by focusing on outcomes.
Rule of virtue. Virtue ethics places strong emphasis on the development of virtuous character traits such as honesty, compassion, and courage. The focus is on becoming a good person. Natural law ethics. While virtues are important, natural law ethics primarily focuses on actions that align with human nature and contribute to human well-being. Deontological ethics. While virtues are acknowledged, deontological ethics places more emphasis on following moral rules and fulfilling duties, regardless of personal virtues. Utilitarianism. Virtues are not central in utilitarianism. The focus is on the consequences of actions and maximizing overall happiness. So all in all, the rule of virtue is all about the attitudes, dispositions, or character traits that enable us to be and to act in ways that develop peace potential. They enable us to pursue the ideals we have adopted. Determining ethical actions. Virtue ethics. Ethical decisions are guided by the development of virtuous character traits. The right action is the one that a virtuous person will take. Natural law ethics. Ethical actions are determined by evaluating whether they align with human nature and contribute to human well-being. Deontological ethics. Ethical actions are determined by adhering to predefined moral rules or principles, regardless of the consequences. Utilitarianism. Ethical actions are determined by assessing the consequences of actions and choosing the option that maximizes overall happiness or utility. So how do you determine it is an ethical action? Ethical conduct is the action that will achieve the best consequences. Ethical conduct involves always doing the right thing, never failing to do one's duty. Ethical conduct is whatever a fully virtuous person would do in the circumstances.
Individual versus consequential focus. Virtue ethics primarily concerned with individual character development and virtues. Natural law ethics focuses on what is objectively good for humanity based on human nature. Deontological ethics emphasizes following moral rules and fulfilling duties regardless of the consequences. Utilitarianism emphasizes maximizing overall happiness or utility, focusing on consequences of actions. Real-world examples illustrating ethical theories. Ethical theories play a crucial role in guiding us through real-life dilemmas, such as providing assistance to others in times of crisis. They help us understand the various aspects of complex situations and provide valuable insight. Understanding these theories can help us make better decisions when faced with difficult situations, providing us with a helpful structure to follow. Different theories provide distinct viewpoints, which can result in varying ethical conclusions when dealing with intricate dilemmas. Ethical theories provide us with tools to tackle modern-day challenges like technology and climate change. They encourage us to engage in meaningful conversation and find effective solutions. Ethical theories study human moral behavior and attempt to discover normative rules or maxims that describes what can be called right actions and wrong actions.
Virtue ethics. Mahatma Gandhi's nonviolent resistance. Mahatma Gandhi, a renowned advocate of virtue ethics, emphasized the importance of nonviolence, honesty, and personal integrity in achieving social justice. His philosophy Satyagraha guided his action during India's independence struggle from British colonial rule. His nonviolence resistance and unity promoted change, inspiring ethical leadership and fostering change in the country. Also, he advocated nonviolence not because it offered an easy way out, but because he considered violence a crude and, in the long run, an ineffective weapon. His rejection of violence stemmed from choices, not from necessity. Natural law ethics, human rights advocacy. Human rights activism aligns with the principles of natural law ethics. Advocates work to protect fundamental rights that are inherently connected to human nature, such as the right to life, freedom, and dignity. Organizations like Amnesty International focus on promoting these universal rights, asserting that actions contributing to the well-being and dignity of individuals are ethically justifiable according to natural law principles.
Deontological ethics, medical confidentiality. In a medical field, deontological ethics plays a vital role in upholding principles like patient confidentiality.
A doctor's duty to maintain patient privacy and uphold the Hippocratic Oath's tenets stands as a paramount ethical obligation, even if revealing patient information could prevent harm. Deontological ethics requires doctors to prioritize their duty to protect confidential medical information. Utilitarianism, public health policies. Utilitarianism is frequently considered in the formulation of public health policies. When determining whether to implement a vaccination campaign, for instance, policymakers weigh the overall happiness and well-being of the population against potential risks. If the benefits of vaccination increase public health, reduce disease spread, outweigh the harms, utilitarian principles support the decision to proceed.